Now that we've shown you how to clean a receiver in the ear hearing aid, which is the most common, I want to show you how to clean and care for some of the more custom styles of hearing aids. So on some of the devices I've just shown you, the receiver or speaker that's going into the ear has a non-custom tip. Some of the reasons why we would choose a non-custom tip is that it's often more comfortable, there's less in contact with the ear, and so when it's more comfortable that way, people are more likely to wear it and find that they're not noticing that they're wearing it, which is a really good thing to promote use. The other advantage is it's allowing sound to pass into the ear more naturally, and so it's often our intention to use this more open style of hearing aid as it presents more natural sound quality and more comfortable feel. But depending on an individual's hearing levels, this rubber dome might not be sufficient. And so in those cases, we would manufacture a custom mold. The custom molded tip on the end allows for the ear to be closed off and allows us to keep in some of the bass sounds a little bit better. And it also allows for better retention depending on the geometry of one person's ear compared to another. The cleaning principles on cleaning this style of hearing aid are roughly the same. So we have the same microphones on the back of the device, and that's cleaned in the exact same manner, wiping it down and brushing it the exact same. The only difference is we're cleaning the receiver or speaker slightly differently. So we're still able to use the cloth, so when we take it off at night, we're able to wipe it down and remove any excess wax or oils. When we're ready to put it in the morning, we're able to brush away any dry wax. One of the added steps, however, is that there's a vent in this style of hearing aid. And so you can see that there's a channel passing from one side to the other side. The size and shape of that channel is going to vary based on one person's ear to another, as well as their hearing levels. We may choose a bigger or smaller vent depending on one individual to another. However, wax can accumulate inside of that vent. And so for that, we have a little pipe cleaner-like tool. And so you're able to put those pipe cleaner tools in one side and they come out the other side. And when you see it come out the other side, you know that it's cleaned it fully. They come in different sizes because it depends on the size of the vent. If you have a very narrow vent, you're going to need a very narrow pipe cleaner. If you have a larger vent, you're going to be able to use the pipe cleaner that's larger. Use whichever pipe cleaner fits in without too much pressure or forcing it. If this vent should become blocked, the hearing aid will still function. However, it's going to feel more plugged in the ear, and it's going to let less sound come in naturally. So it's going to affect the sound quality as well as the comfort of the device. People will also find that their own voice might sound trapped in their head and might sound a little bit more boomy. And so we want to be able to clean that vent periodically as well. If you make that a part of your daily cleaning routine, you won't have to worry about it. The little tip has a filter. On this style of device, because there's no rubber dome protecting that filter, the filter is going to need to be changed a little bit more frequently. The principles are exactly the same. We open up the filter. You'll see there's a little prong to extract the old filter. Push it in, it pulls the old filter out, and then we just replace it with a new filter. So a custom receiver in the ear hearing aid is cleaned in much the same fashion as a device using a dome, just with a couple modifications for cleaning the custom tip. Custom hearing aids that don't have a piece behind the ear are going to have, again, the exact same principles in terms of cleaning the vent, as we have a vent coming in one side and exiting the other. And we have a receiver built into the tip here that has a wax guard. The only differences to consider is on this style of device, we have to locate where the microphones are. So we can see a microphone port there and a microphone port there. Cleaning of this device is very, very similar. So in the evening when we take it off, we would use the microfiber cloth to wipe it down and remove any excess oils or wax from the device. And then in the morning when we're ready to wear the device, we would take the brush. We could brush those microphones so that any dirt, dust, or debris can fall away, as well as the body of the device and around those vents. You would then take one of the pipe cleaners and work it through the device to make sure that that vent isn't blocked. In terms of changing that filter, same as before, you're changing it as needed. There's no rule to say how often you should change it. Some individuals will find they need to change it roughly once a week, others once a month or even longer. But if you find the device doesn't seem to be working properly, we definitely want to change that filter. It's done in the same fashion. Take out one of these sticks, we use the prong to remove the old filter, pull away, flip it over, and replace it with a new filter. These custom devices come in a lot of different shapes and sizes. And so the principles are the same for all of them. Even if your device doesn't look exactly the same, we can follow the same principles. We can look on one side and locate the vent and the speaker, and look on the other side and locate the exit for the vent as well as the microphone. In this case, there's only one microphone on this device as it's a smaller device. We wipe it off and we take it out at night. And then in the morning, we're using the brush to brush it. Now again, if you don't have these exact tools, you can get them from the clinic or use an old toothbrush and an eyeglasses cloth, and they'll do the same trick. Pipe cleaner goes in one side and out the other. With a few seconds of care each day, you'll be able to reduce how often you need to visit the clinic, and you'll be able to prolong the life of your hearing aids.